So one of the things we talked about when it came to Super Mario Brothers the movie was whether or not Nintendo was actually going to go full on force and create their own cinematic universe, so to speak, after the massive success of the Super Mario Brothers animated movie. The reason why Super Mario Brothers was so successful is because it gave the fans what they wanted, right? It was a movie that came out at the right time and the right place, if that makes sense. Like, it gave people what they wanted at a time where Hollywood was forcing ideologies down people's throats and giving them nothing of what they wanted. Super Mario Brothers did the exact opposite. Well, now there is a known rumor that's going around regarding Nintendo and Super Mario Brothers, where apparently they're going to go after Disney's throat and they're going to essentially make a plan to create films around the various Mario princesses that exist within the universe. Now, this is very interesting to me because I genuinely believe that if Nintendo were to come out with more content that would allow them to capitalize on the success of Super Mario Brothers, I really do genuinely believe that they have a massive competitor against Disney. I mean, let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't take much to compete with Disney in this day and age. Disney is absolutely terrible, especially when it comes to their animated films. So we're going to get into this article from Bounding Into Comics, but of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. So it says a new rumor claims that Nintendo plans to take on the Walt Disney Company's bread and butter by creating a series of films focused on their various princesses. Now, one thing I will mention that I think is pretty ironic is that in a time where Disney has decided to give up their animation and go focus on live action, now Nintendo wants to join the fray and completely show Disney how it's done regarding animated films. I think that's pretty damn amazing because they saw an opportunity. They saw an opportunity and they realized that Disney is not up to snuff anymore regarding the animated films. The animated films are losing an ungodly amount of money. It's ridiculous how much money their films are losing. Not so much their live action stuff, although they are losing money, but it's nowhere near to the level of the animated films. But I just thought that was pretty interesting. It says this rumor comes courtesy of film scooper WDW Pro, who asserts a princess movie is likely on the horizon, and we believe they also want to push the princess line into the toy lines. I could believe that. They think that the princesses from Mario can be significant merchandising wonder once they get Reed to launch that, and it could actually be something that would contend with Disney princesses. The scooper then detailed the first step is having Daisy included in the newly announced Super Mario Bros. Wonder video game. He explained this is the first step as they bring Daisy into this Super Mario Bros. Wonder to create a princess line. Rosalina, Peach, Daisy, and more. They intend to go after Disney's princesses line with the Mario princess line. I think that is I think it's genius. I really do. I think that's the smartest thing that Nintendo can do other than actually making a cinematic universe based in their characters. Like, I really do think that if Super Mario Brothers were to be the start and Nintendo were to continue, I think they could definitely make insane money creating movies based off their characters, like Bowser, for example. Can you imagine if Bowser got his own movie, or if Link got his own movie? I mean, it would be insane. What about Samus? Like, I think it would be absolutely crazy money for them, and I think they know that too. I think they might have been nervous in the beginning to create a Super Mario movie that was animated, you know, given the entire thought process behind the movie was, oh, they weren't sure that it was going to be anywhere near the successful, and look how successful they were. So if they can recreate that thunder and give the fans what they want and create a universe based in the characters, and they don't have to be tied together. I don't necessarily want to see them tied together. I don't want to see Link tied with Mario and all that. I want to see, like, you can create a part 1, part 2, part 3 within those respective universes, but keep them separate, right? Like, they're supposed to be stories based within their own worlds. Keep them like that. And I think that's how you will make a ton of money with these particular IPs. It says the scooper goes on to detail that this won't happen overnight despite the roaring box office success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which grossed $573 million domestically and another $771 million internationally for a global total of $1.3 billion. It is going to take 5 to 7 to 8 years to build that brand to create this foundation he shared, but this is the start of it. This rumor comes on the heels of the voice of Mario in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Chris Pratt, teasing that Nintendo has a cinematic universe in the works while addressing complaints about why his voice didn't sound more Italian. He told Extra TV, "This is a passionate fan base and it makes sense. I understand. I'm part of it. This is the soundtrack to your youth. You don't want someone to come along and cynically kind of destroy it as a cash grab with the movie. I fully understand understand that. You do not want that to happen. And there were so many hearts and souls and minds dedicated to making sure that didn't happen. And you saw the movie, and it really honors the video game. It honors the world of Mario and is very promising as to like what we could expect over the next 10 years, like an entire universe of these types of movies. They're super nostalgic. They're really fun, Pratt said. And again, I think that's what they need to do, and I hope that's what they do. I do not want them to go the Marvel route, though. I do not want them to create a universe in the sense that it ties all these characters together, like I said earlier in the video. I think that would be kind of dumb. I think they should keep the characters separate, and if you want to create sequels within those respective universes, then yeah, that would make sense. But to create a kind of like Super Smash Brothers movie, don't get me wrong, I think that would be pretty cool to see on screen, but ultimately, it's not something that we need to see, and I don't think it'll be best for the actual brands themselves, the separate characters and separate IPs. I don't think that's necessarily best. I think you should keep them separate, let them do their own thing, let them shine in their own stories, and that way every character is important in the movie, and you're not just kind of ranking them based off where they stand in the actual cinematic universe, you know what I mean? But one thing he did say rings very true that I wanted to highlight. It honors the world of Mario and is very promising as to like what we could expect over the next 10 years. That is very important. It honors the world of Mario. This right here is exactly why this movie was so damn successful. While you have Disney, on the other hand, making live-action remakes that are bastardizing the previous source material, all in the name of identity politics, now you have Nintendo providing actual, real, good source material movies and basing it off that and having a lot of success. So this movie in particular was what I call a narrative destroyer, okay? Anytime these movies come out, they destroy the narrative that is going around about the particular movies of which they participate in. In this scenario, it's animated films that Disney was trying to say, oh, people don't want to see it anymore, or their live action remakes. Oh, people are so scared to go to the theaters. They're not spending that much money anymore. It's inflation. It's a recession, blah, blah, blah. And then you have Super Mario Brothers that everybody apparently is not scared to go see, that everybody apparently is not scared to spend money on, and it did 1.3 billion. So again, it's a narrative destroyer, and this is why the company Disney absolutely hates this movie to the point where they even had to actually acknowledge it. They had to acknowledge it on an earnings call, which is insane to me that they had to actually acknowledge the existence of the movie and basically prove that it's very successful and that other movies can actually follow suit if they do what they're supposed to do by entertaining the fans and giving them what they want. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.